How's it going? Necrotic Nick again with Thralls of Metal, and I'm just going to do another collection update because I'm constantly buying music. I think we know that by now. Starting off, we have the new one from Devil Master. This is a cool blend of punk and black metal with a touch of synths too. So pretty much take Dead Kennedys, Bathory, and maybe Sisters of Mercy and kind of mash it up. Really interesting songwriting in here. I think it was Web of Sorrow or Her Thirsty Whip. One of those starts off with the most fiercely 80s thing I've heard in a while. It sounds like the beginning to a montage, so you get maybe a picture of Rocky working out in the snow, but also in corpse paint. Really good listen. Definitely an interesting release for Relapse Records. Definitely check it out. Been waiting on this one for a while. This is Sulfur Hands' first album, Swallowed by the Ocean's Tide. And once again, we're keeping up with the cool Cthulhu theme across the board. That is their shtick, and it's awesome. Once again, I think I've said this before, very epic death metal. In the vein of Behemoth, Nile, just excellent songwriting. This production's a little bit muddier, but still the songs resonate very well, and these guys are excellent writers. 100% check these guys out. Drawn and Quartered, To Kill is Human. This is their first album. This was originally self-released and then picked up by Morebound Records. Not my favorite one by them. This is really rough. The drums sound particularly poorly recorded. Bass drum sounds like he's kicking pillows. It kind of has that slam snare where it's a real pong noise rather than a tight snap. And the songwriting was not great. But still, I mean, if you love old school death metal, this is a band totally worth checking out. You know, this release might be more of an acquired taste, though. I fucking love this band. This is Wretched Fate and their album Fleshletting. This is pure bloodbath worship. It is incredible. Actually, I kind of like this better than the last Bloodbath album. I like that album, but this feels more like the Ackerfeld era, Fathomless Mastery and the Unblessing the Purity EP, that sort of sound. Very tight, still very technical. There's touches of modern death metal on this, and plenty of old school Swedish death metal. My only complaint is maybe the bass should have been up in the mix. Probably would have added more heft to the songs, but these songs are killer. Heading for Beheading especially. Take Our Souls is a great one too. This whole album, just jam the shit out of it. It's amazing. This is the one I picked up while we were out seeing Rivers of Nile. This is Cist, the Frozen Casket EP, and it wasn't black and thrash. This is pretty much death worship. This sounds almost exactly like a combination of Death's Leprosy and I'd say Obituary's Cause of Death. Vocals very much in the vein of Chuck Schuldiner, and I'd say John Tardy too. Like, he elongates a lot of the growls. It sounds a little creepy. Guitar works super tight on this. It has that early death metal sound where it's still transitioning from heavier thrash metal to death metal. Pretty solid production too. It was a little muted, but all in all, I have no complaints about this. This is a fantastic find. I would like to find more by these guys. The new one from Rotting Christ, The Heretics. I dig this. This is really epic black metal, maybe Black and Death. Lots of choir chants, a bit too much on the spoken word part here and there, but excellent songwriting once again. This is probably Greek's best black metal slash black and death metal band next to Septic Flesh. Incredible stuff. I really haven't jammed Rotting Christ in a while, and this definitely brought me back into it. I'm going to have to go back and jam some more of their stuff again. I missed this sound. Definitely pick this one up. We're just going to do this as a bunch. This is Pissgrave's Suicide Euphoria and Posthumous Humiliation. Definitely want to get a nice close-up on that album cover. And that one. Because they're gut-wrenching. This is a straight-up ugly-sounding death metal band. Musically, very akin to early Incantation. just straightforward, disgusting, layered heaviness. My only issue are the vocals on this, which sound like they took a low guttural roar and a higher scream and then let a dog chew on the microphone, and then take that microphone and take a belt sander to it and then record the whole thing. Like, you can't really even make out words in this. It's not in the same vein as like slam vocals where it's the deep guttural burp, but it is so caustically mixed that it's almost another instrument on here that just kind of adds to the real heft of this album, or both of these albums rather. I prefer this one. I like the mix a bit better. This one definitely has a rougher mix, despite being like, it seemed like there was more production put into it. I don't know, the raw feeling on this one I think is better, but these are both really good releases, and if you're into the heaviest stuff known to man, check this out. Behemoth from the Pagan Vastlands. This is their third demo, I believe, and this is an original print on CD that I luckily found at one of our local music stores. For anyone familiar with Behemoth, this sounds nothing like what they sound like now. This is way less polished. This is more straight black metal. There's not a lot, actually there's almost no death metal influence on this, I'd say. This came out a few years before Grom, which was their full-length one, and it's very rough. It sounds like it was recorded in someone's basement, but it definitely gives you that creepy black metal atmosphere if you're looking for that kind of second wave sound with Mayhem, Dark Throne, etc. Pretty solid listen. Deserted Fear, Drowned by Humanity. First off, I dig this cover. It's pretty fucking sweet. This is kind of an interesting mix between Swedish death metal and melodic death metal. My only issue is the pace of the songs is very similar. Kind of runs like Amon Amarth, which I love Amon Amarth, but they kind of keep that same stomp throughout almost all their songs in an album. I mean, they've been better at breaking up the pace a bit, but this one kind of sticks with that. Still some killer riffs on there, really good touches of melody. It's a pretty solid listen. I'd definitely check it out. Malevolent Creation, the 13th Beast. This came out last week, I believe. Obviously, their 13th album. Pretty much straight up Florida death metal. A lot of thrashy elements on this. A lot of thrashy, chuggy riffs, of course. Songwriting, the songs kind of blend together, though, which I was pretty excited for this one. Listen to it, it's still good, it's just not great. But if you like thrashy death metal and you love the whole Florida scene from the 90s, this is still one worth picking up. Really solid production. Good new vocalist on here too, which I believe he also plays bass. Check it out. And then these two here, I recently picked up the band Sahg. This is their second album, obviously titled 2 here. And this is their new one, Memento Mori. This is more straightforward doom. There's definitely some proggy or maybe stoner metal atmospheric stuff on here, but it's more straightforward. This definitely is like a blend of Black Sabbath, Candlemass, and then Pink Floyd. Lots of interesting atmosphere, and songwriting is really on point here. It kind of creates a proggy atmosphere, but it maintains that dark, gloomy atmosphere as well. And very Ozzy-like vocals on both of these. This one, if you're more just straightforward doom fan, this one if you want to get a touch proggy. Both really good. Definitely dig them. Alright, well that does it for this video. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll be doing more of these. Catch you guys later.